If you were sentient and breathing in the 2000s through the 2010s, surely you have heard of creepypastas. One of the most popular creepypastas was one known as Slender Man, a tall man with a featureless face and pale white skin, often wearing a black suit. People loved to make games of him, such as Slenderman the Eight Pages, Slenderman the Arrival, and with those games came fan games of various other characters, like Homer, Thomas the Tank Engine, My Little Pony, and Cell. Point is, people love to make Slender versions of their favorite movies, games, or shows. One in particular got pretty popular, known as Slendytubbies. If you don't know what that is, oh, whoa, that's so loud. Maybe that refreshed your memories. It came out in late 2012 when the Slender wave started to take the internet over with the release of Slenderman the Eight Pages. Slendytubbies stood out because many massive YouTubers at the time made videos on it, like Markiplier and Jacksepticeye. They also had multiplayer, which was a rare sight for a game like itself back then. In later games, they added lore and more modes. And to this day, the fandom is still alive despite Zealworks retiring the branding. Almost 14 years later, I decided to do a dive into the games. Hopefully you'll be interested enough to stick around, so subscribe, like, and comment if you like this video. It helps me know what content the algorithm pushes to people and helps me know how I should do stuff on this channel. Thank you, and I hope you enjoy. Slendytubbies 1 is the first game in the series, and it's how you would expect any other Slender copy game to be. You travel through Teletubby Land's forest, collecting glowing tubby custards spread throughout the area. You will eventually come across the rest of the Teletubbies scattered throughout the map. Tinky Winky chases you as you collect the custard, playing a loud screaming sound effect. Personally, I couldn't beat the game, but if you win it all, it'll show your character surrounded by custards on an open sunny grass field. For some reason my browser wouldn't work anytime I tried to search it, so I recreated it myself. Yeah, it's very well drawn. This game also had a multiplayer mode, which is known for starting the success of Slendytubbies. There are two online modes: Versus, where the host would play as Tinky Winky and chase the other players around, and Competitive, where players would race to collect all the custards scattered throughout the map on their own local version of Tinky chasing them. There's not much else to talk about on this game, so I'll show you my gameplay of the first Slendytubbies before moving on to the second game in the trilogy. What happened? When is a... when... oh... oh... whoa... that's so loud! They just closed. Slendytubbies 2 released in 2014, introducing new maps, mechanics, and enemies. The maps are Teletubby Mainland, where Tinky Winky would chase you, Teletubby Lake with Dipsy, Outskirts with Lava, Poe with the satellite station, Dipsy again in the secret center, these weird hairless ones in the secret layer, Dipsy, Lala, Poe, and one hairless one would chase you through the training maze. There was also a Minecraft map one with a blocky version of Tinky. This game basically plays like the first one did, but now you can choose times of days, amounts of custards to collect, and have a night vision camera instead of a flashlight. Also, instead of the monsters following you around the entire time, they try to protect the custard the player is most closest to. When the player is spotted, they'll endlessly chase them down. This game also introduces a lore, which the first game had, but it wasn't too clear besides an old movie trailer, which was eventually cancelled. This story continues 5 years after the first game, and the white Teletubby you play as has been researching, trying to find the cause of the Tubbies transforming into the monsters they have become. After years of research, you come to the conclusion that the custards have been genetically modified, so you travel to Teletubby Land, which is now flooded and swamp-like, to collect custards for research. You eventually find a secret passage inside of the house, which is full of unknown technology, where you find hints that the infected Teletubbies are being controlled. However, this story would change with the release of the next game in the trilogy. Okay. I wish I knew what was chasing me. Oh. Okay. I want to see the jump scare. Or just not. Oh, there he is. Uh. Okay. Released in 2017, 5 years after the first game, it is said to be the biggest game in the trilogy. It was supposed to be the final, which was obviously wrong. This game introduces a story mode and a new version of multiplayer. In the story mode, there's quick time events, puzzles, third-person scenes, and of course the original gameplay from Slendytubbies 1 and 2. Some of the player's choices matter throughout the story, leading there to be multiple endings. Also, this game actually has a pause menu, which I like. Let's go over the story mode first, and then I'll go to multiplayer and the rest of it. In Chapter 0, it starts with Poe on the beach, looking off into the sky. Nunu then comes up beside Poe, asking why she is by herself, and telling her everyone misses her. We are playing as Poe in this scene, and can respond with 3 different dialogue options. I'm having fun, I'm enjoying the view, or none of your concern. After more dialogue, Nunu tells Poe she should head home. Then we get the intro credits, and we see Poe has made it home. It tells us the controls, and we just walk a little further back to the house, where Tinky, not trying to kill us like the other games, runs up to Poe, happy she's back. Poe says she's hungry, but Tinky tells her she should talk to Lala first, since she has been upset all day. We ask Lala if she's okay, and she tells Poe that she isn't okay, and she had a bad dream where bad things happen, but she can't quite remember all the details. We can go up to Lala's ball and pick it up to give it to her, cheering her up. What the f***? We enter the house and attempt to make custard, but learn the machine is broken. We go to get the toolbox to repair it, which is where the game teaches us how our inventory works. After fixing the machine and making custard for everyone, we go to sleep. Poe struggles to rest. Then we see Tinky Winky awake by the custard machine, where she then breaks it and leaves. Poe gets up, giving us a choice to wake up the others or go after Tinky alone. Poe then grabs a flashlight from the workbench where the toolbox was, and you go after Tinky either by yourself or with Lala. With Lala, you split up at a path, letting Lala check the beach while Poe checks elsewhere. Poe doesn't find Tinky, and she goes to where Lala was searching, to see Tinky standing by her. After that, Tinky starts to chase Poe back to the house. When you make it, we find Dipsy with a key piece missing off her, and then we turn around to see Tinky, sending us in the game's first quick time event. We jump over rocks, logs, and dodge around Tinky. Po is then trapped between a tree and Tinky Winky, and the scene ends, presumably leaving Po as another victim of Tinky. We then start Chapter 1, where we play as the Guardian, the white Teletubby with the hat. We have to leave the control room by doing a pipe puzzle, but my game hated me for some reason, so I'll go over what the wiki says on this chapter. He opens the gate to the storage room and gets his night vision camera, then proceeds through to the next level, sneaking past 2 newborns, which is the hairless things. After making it past, we must now find 5 custards with Tinky Winky hunting us. Tinky then transforms into a tank-like version of himself, chasing us into the outskirts. We then enter a cave, and our goal is to find the exit while being hunted by an orange Teletubby. While looking for the exit, we come across pages scattered throughout. Then we escape after a QuickTime event, which I could not see at all. When we reach the outskirts, depending on if we woke Lala up as Po, she will be infected as we collect custards in a ruined castle-like place. If not, she will meet with the player and explain how she watched all her siblings die, and she too ate custard, meaning she doesn't have long until she's infected like the others. After collecting all the custards, if infected, we trap Lala under some pillars and have a choice to kill or spare her. If not infected, we have a choice to mercy kill her or spare her, as she explained she hurts everywhere. After, we go to the satellite station. Entering the satellite station, we have to jump over a red laser and come across many tubbies. We discover the door to the secret center, where we need to contact the military, is locked. After exploring some more, we find an injured blue tubby named Ron, who tells us the others were workers at the secret center. He also tells us the only way into the secret center is with a keycard, which is behind a locked door, but we use the vents to get to the other side. Through the door's window, we see Ron being given a few extra pieces by the monster who did the same kind act for the other workers. We travel the halls while being flashbanged by flashbacks with the Teletubbies who are now monsters. We get the keycard and go back through the vent to find Ron right after he enjoyed a red slushie and given a kind gift by the monster. We head towards the secret center but are cut off by a headless Dipsy with a chainsaw, who chases us back to the station's entrance. We lead them into the red laser, which sets off an explosion and puts Dipsy to sleep. We steal the chainsaw from them and head to the secret center, where we see Nunu in the middle of a big room. The little vacuum reveals he was the cause of the infection, and how he thought the Tubbies were weak, and he made them better. After Nunu leaves the room, a voice trumpet comes out of the ground with a huge robot body that looks like something from Armored Core, and the trumpet as its head. A health bar appears at the top of the screen, showing his name to be the announcer. After an Elden Ring boss fight with some cool music, we defeat the announcer with the chainsaw and head outside to catch Nunu. When we catch up to him, he tells us he created an army of newborns. We are given 2 options, either join him or fight. If we join him, we go to the custard facility and meet on the roof with Nunu and the infected Po. Off the side of the roof, we see a big pool of custard below. Nunu will tell us that it's our turn to become better and eat custard herself. If we refuse, Po will push us in and we will lose our legs in the process. But we get infected anyways. If we accept, we drink the custard and become infected with our legs still on our body. Now, if we refuse to join Nunu, we will have a boss fight with infected Po. When we defeat Po, we will walk over to Nunu and cut him in half. Then, the military arrives, where we tell them what all happened. A soldier comes back and tells the sergeant that he might want to see this. We follow them and look over a cliff, where we see an army of newborns, leading us into the Apocalypse DLC. But I don't think that's even out, and either way, I'd be too lazy to go over it. In the multiplayer content, it's fairly similar to the previous versions, but with new maps and light sources, where we can choose between the flashlight and the night vision. The AI works like the Slendytubbies 2 AI, except now when spotted, they won't chase the player forever and will give up whenever you're far enough away. You can also press V to swap between third and first person. There's a sandbox mode on multiplayer too, which allows you to spawn in various characters and have them fight on different maps. The Slendytubbies trilogy is very nostalgic to me and others, which is most likely why the fandom is still thriving. And with ZeroWorks working on the remaster and final installment, Slendytubbies: The Guardian Collection, which will include 3 games and new content alongside the development of the Roblox port of Slendytubbies Worlds. These games will definitely not be the last we see of this series. If you liked this video, like and subscribe to see more content like this, and please comment below what you would like to see from me or how I can improve my content for you, because I am wanting to make this a normal thing. Please know I did put a lot of effort into this video, with 12,450 characters in this script written in 3 hours, and there will probably be 10 hours of editing. Also, I have a Discord server where I aim to build a friendly community. The only 3 members right now are me, my boyfriend, and someone who somehow found my channel before I even posted. So please join. The link is in the description. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you next time, hopefully.